Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back to the E portion. No! Welcome to the L portion of Tell Joanne. The L portion of Tell Joanne. L stands for learning. Guys, I know you guys are so used to me saying E portion. Clearly, I am used to me saying E portion also. But this is season 2, so we are officially kicking off the learning portion of Tell Joanne. For those of you guys who wanted to know what Tell Joanne stands for, it stands for therapy, T, E, entertainment, L, learning, L, laughing. Tell Joanne. Guys, I am super excited. I know some of you guys like, Joanne, I didn't even know there was a season 1. Yes, you guys were enjoying the season 1 where we were focused mainly on the E portion for entertainment, and now we are going to do the L portion for learning. So within the L portion, I felt like this is the time for us, for me definitely, to learn a lot more, go deep dive into the entertainers that we have been listening to, right? I want to know the person behind the person. So we're going to be learning more, whether it's interviews or interviews from the person or from other people. We're going to be learning more about the interviews from musicians, actors, dancers, comedians, athletes. We're going to be learning more about some documentaries. We're going to be learning more about travel, so places that we may want to see. So we're going to be learning a little bit about that. We're going to learn more about history, finance, and housing. Guys, I actually have a couple of people lined up in each of these categories for them to come, and we can do a live E and Q, but this is down the line to see what we're doing. But right now, your girl is going deep dive to get to know the person behind their artistry. All right, so that is the L portion of Tell Joanne. So, oh my God, I got a new cup. Yes. This is for the L portion. Okay. Like I said, every day at 8 p.m. will be the L portion. And then 2, 4, and 6, every day will be the E portion. It's going to continue every day, 2, 4, and 6. And then 8 o'clock will be the L learning portion of Tell Joanne. So without much more talking is what I mean. If you are part of the family, you already know what we're about to do. But if you are new to the channel, this is when I say hello, welcome. Now, put me on pause to get yourself a beverage of choice. Hit that subscribe button so you can become part of the family. And on a count of 3, we're going to do a cheer. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Guys, I'm so excited. So, just for you guys to know, the next few videos, maybe the next few weeks, I will have the same intro, so you can skip it if you want. And then I'm going to start right in to the L learning portion. And let's go right now. Okay, first time reaction to Barbra Streisand on her long-awaited memoir from CBS Sunday morning. All right, let's go.
Lovers are very special people. They're the luckiest people in the world.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
My name is Barbara, the name of Barbra Streisand's first television special back in 1965, an early beloved album, and now one of the most anticipated memoirs of the year. Her new book is out Tuesday. But this morning, this music and movie legend is talking with Gayle King.
Gayle is interviewing her.
Barbara, no one else has this at their home. You're aware of that, right?
Well,
Most
I hope
people
not.
build gyms or
I know.
media rooms.
Descend to the basement of Barbra Streisand's Malibu home, and you'll be transported to her own private mall. Yes, a mall.
I love to...
This is how you do it. This is how you do it. She has a mall at her home. A mall. This is how you do it, queen. Yes, a mall. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's go.
Media rooms.
Descend to the basement of Barbra Streisand's Malibu home, and you'll be transported to her own private mall. Yes, a mall.
I love to collect. I'm a collector.
Yeah.
So I love antiques. I didn't have a doll, so I put hot water into a hot water bottle, which felt like a real person.
Wow,
I
Barbara.
don't get that.
I think that you've made up for not having a doll when you were
That's
a child.
right, I did.
Wow.
B's doll shop is a poor girl's fantasy.
Yeah, she blows bubbles.
Fine. A poor girl's fantasy? That's a rich girl's fantasy. Come on, Gail. What's she talking about? Poor girl's fantasy. That's every girl. She got a mall in her house, okay? Get out of here with that poor girl fantasy. Let's go. Come on. Guys, if I keep doing this video is 13-minute video is going to end up being like an hour. So I'm going to try not to keep pausing. But come on. Wow. Okay, let's go.
Made up for not having a doll when you were
That's
a child.
right, I did.
Wow.
B's doll shop is a poor girl's fantasy.
Yeah, she blows bubbles. Do you believe that?
Brought to life Streisand style.
Come on in.
Another reveal at Barbara's.
This is my antique clothes room.
Of course it is.
Yes.
I'm wearing second-hand hats.
Further down the mall, the wardrobe of her extraordinary life.
I wore to meet President John Kennedy. This here I had embroidered to meet the Queen of England.
Along with clothes for a second-hand rose.
You know, these are things I bought in the thrift shop. Look at this. Feel that velvet. Feel the velvet. This was $10. I feel right in something.
I gotta pause this. Feel that velvet. Feel it. It is $10. That's right, Barbara. That is right. She's not trying to pretend she is something she's not. She's like, I have things in my closet that's the cost of your house, and I have things in my closet that is $10. That's what I'm talking about. Respect right here. Okay, let's go. Let me. I said I wasn't gonna stop, but I'm. You know, you guys already know me. Let's go.
Oh, these are things I bought in the thrift shop. Look at this. Feel that velvet. Feel the velvet. This was $10. I feel right in something that had a life in it. In other words, something from the past that I felt like I was once there.
In her new memoir, My Name is Barbara, Streisand takes us there.
My name is Barbra.
Giving us a front row seat to her singular 6-decade career as a singer,
As time goes by.
actor,
Your girl is lovely, Hubble. Why don't you bring her for a drink when you come?
and director. Along the way,
I
dishing
didn't know she was a director. You guys know I knew her as an actor, and then recently I know her as a singer, but I didn't know she was directing as well. Okay, man. Okay, Barbara. Okay, let's go.
about past loves and regrets, and setting the record straight.
What do you want people to get out of this book? What do you want them to know about you?
I want them to know the truth. I love truth. One of the reasons I wrote the book is to talk about the myths about me.
And now for my next trick. Down with love, with flowers and rice and shoes.
The singer, praised for her peerless voice, is also known as an exacting perfectionist, and she makes no apologies.
A man is forceful. A woman is pushy. He shows leadership. She's controlling. If he acts, produces, and directs, he's called a multi-talented hyphenate. She's called vain and egotistical. I don't think of myself as a famous person. I just don't. I'm the same Barbara Jones Streisand as I was in high school.
Where has the time gone to?
You know why I believe her? She's shopping at the thrift store and she's telling us all about it. You know what I mean? That's a person that's honest and down to earth right there. Okay, let's go.
Growing up in Brooklyn, Streisand was a confident kid and a good student.
But I had a D in conduct because if they didn't call on me and I had the answer, I would just blurt it out.
She says the death of her dad, Emmanuel, when she was just 15 months old, left a hole in her life.
I was angry that I didn't have a father. I remember saying to my mother, "Why didn't you ever tell me about my father?" And she said, "I didn't want you to miss him."
Streisand's mom, Diana, widowed at 34 with 2 young children, is described in the book as cold and unsupportive.
She didn't seem very affectionate to you.
Well, she didn't believe in it. I said, "Mom, how come you don't ever, like, hug me? Or say the words, 'I love you'?" And she said, "My mother and father, they never hugged me, but I knew they loved me." Now I said, "Well, I didn't know you loved me."
Her talent would rescue her.
Guys,
I
I
knew-
was talking to that, just this last one. So it's so interesting, like the generational gap, right? So she said her mom said her parents didn't show those affection, but she knew that that the parents loved them. And while Barbara received the same attention from her mom that her mom received from her parents, and Barbara took it differently. Like, that just hits home so hard, right? Because I know that we talk about right now the new generation. You hear my baby downstairs. We talk about the new generation, right? And I know for me, one of the things that I say is, like, we always try to be better. And I always say, I'm going to try to do this better than my parents have done it, right? And it's interesting because as an adult, I learned so much, right? I learned things that I thought I knew that I didn't know in terms of my parents, and then just in terms of being a parent in general, right? Do you hear him? He's actually crying for me right now. So, all right, guys, I'm back. I had to check on my baby real quick. He's all right. I had to check on my baby. So it's funny that this is where this happened, right? While she's talking about parents, I put her on hold, and then all of a sudden I hear my baby. I don't know if I had said it before, but what I was just trying to say is that it's just the generation is very different. How my dad was to how my husband is to my daughter. Very different in terms of how they show love, how they show affection. And it's interesting to hear her, listen to her talk about her mom and I guess her grandma and how they showed love and how they showed affection to how she wants love to be shown and how affection is supposed to be shown. Like, guys, I'm not exactly sure what I had said before because I had stopped. So I hope everything still makes sense. All right, let's continue back to this. Listening to Miss Barbra Streisand. All right, let's go.
I had a good voice at 5 years old. We kids used to gather on the stoop and we would harmonize, and I was the girl with no father and a good voice.
At 13, Streisand's mother paid to make Barbara's first record. Before long, she met her longtime manager, Marty Ehrlichman, while singing at a Greenwich Village nightclub.
Marty found me at 19 at the Bonsoir, right? And he wanted to get me a record contract. Columbia Records will sign me, but I said, I don't care what they pay me. I just need creative control. Now, he said to me, creative control? You're 19, you're nobody. I don't know if I can get that for you.
Not too many 19-year-olds, by the way, are asking for creative control. Just saying.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But to me, they saw me at the Bonsoir. They said she's singing these cockamamie songs like Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf 1 minute.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad
The next one is Sleeping Bee.
When a bee lies sleeping.
I'm just gonna pause real quick, guys. I feel like this is the theme that's been going on for me this week. That I'm hearing these people who I absolutely love, that I think are the greats, right, or the goats. The theme that they're going on is that they didn't want to be put in a box. They didn't want to be put in a box. They didn't want a certain genre. They wanted their own creative license to be who they were. And again, I started with Eva Cassidy, which unfortunately, because of what she wanted, she did not live long enough to get a record deal and I guess be her own person, but she was able to be her own person prior to, right, and then end up becoming big. But I hear even Elvis ended up being put in a box that he didn't necessarily want to. And then I'm hearing Barbara, and kind of the same thing. I even heard Tom Jones talk about that he's not as popular as he probably could be because he was not in a box. He was moving different places in genre. So that's interesting to hear Barbara kind of talk about the same thing. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, definitely go back and watch the other L portion that I have done All right, let's go. Let me go back and listen to her. But it's interesting that I feel like this week I've been listening to them, and the theme is just that theme continues to carry on.
Sleeping bee.
When a bee lies sleeping.
I was being in the moment. I wanted to be an actress. I did not want to be a singer. I had to pay the rent. So I entered a talent contest and won.
Right.
But I was able to use the techniques I learned in acting classes to make it interesting for me to sing a song.
Take that snappy standard, happy days are here again.
So let's sing a song.
Streisand slowed it down and made it her own.
Happy days are
As she writes in her book, that would lead to a memorable duet with Judy Garland.
the sun is shining. Oh, there's no
I fell in love with her, and her voice is spectacular. But when I sang with her, I was noticing her fragility, and she held my hand through our duet. I wondered why she was nervous. Only later we became friends. I remember her coming to my apartment, and I thought, now I know what she's frightened about. That's what happens when you have a long career. It doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
It gets harder.
But Barbara,
When you have no fear, when you know you're going to be famous, you're not going to be famous.
you don't have fear today. No.
I don't have fear today.
I'm asking.
Of course, I don't want to sing anymore in public.
You don't?
I want to pause real quick. First of all, she cut Barbara off because I wanted to finish hearing what she was saying about, when you don't have fear. She got me going somewhere. So Gail just cut her off and then changed the whole thing. Unless they clipped it and then they didn't let you see what Barbara said, that was that, right? And then the second thing is Barbara just talked about the fact that, how when you're young and you're starting your career, you don't have any fear because you don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if you're not going to make it. Kind of saying that you're more free in terms of trying things as opposed to when you're established, right? You are pigeonholed. You're stuck in a box and you can't necessarily do what you want to do because you already have a fan base. Your manager is telling you to stay in that box. People are telling you to stay in the box. So you kind of lose yourself a little bit, right? And then Gail follows up with the question, do you have fear? What? All right. Maybe I'm going ahead of myself. All right, guys, let me rewind that a little bit. Let's listen.
But Barbara,
When you have no fear, when you know you're going to be famous, you're not going to be famous.
you don't have fear today. No.
I don't have fear today.
I'm asking.
Of course, I don't want to sing anymore in public.
You don't?
No.
Guys, did you see that gangster in Barbara? Which I don't have fear today. Yo, that was gangster. She brought out some gangsterness right there. Like, wow. Okay. Comment below if you saw that. Let's rewind that a little bit. That was some gangsterness in Barbara's face right then and there. Okay.
Today? No.
I don't have fear today.
I'm asking.
Of course, I don't want to sing anymore in public.
You don't?
No.
With a starring role on Broadway, playing the role of Fanny Bryce.
You get Funny Girl. I mean, and it's a huge hit. And so when you look back on that time in your life, what does that mean to you after Funny Girl?
It meant the world to me. It was everything I imagined wanting a play to be for me. To have serious relationships, to have comedy, to sing great songs.
But as she writes, Funny Girl's success came at a steep price. She had a contract to fulfill.
Now I would have to be on stage doing the same thing every night for 18 months. This was like a prison sentence to me.
But it's hard to do the same thing.
How interesting. How very interesting, right? Because the things that we want to do, we love, we do it freely. But when we're forced to do it, it's no longer love. Guys, as I'm doing it this week, I cannot help but to relate and connect. I'm listening to her and I just, and I instantly thought about, and I hope I already had put it out, the the interview with Billy Joel, right? When Billy Joel started talking and he says that Piano Man, he thinks it's the worst out of all of the things that he has done. But yet that is the same thing. That's the one that people love. And he said, the other thing I'm paraphrasing, but this one he says that it's like if he does not perform Funny Man in a concert, people get mad. So he's like stuck pretty much to perform it over and over. And it is the same thing. Like we're paid money so we could come and hear them. And we're so happy. And we're like, oh my God, they're so amazing. That's my favorite song. But for them, this is like the millionth time that they're singing the same thing over and over and over. Guys, I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm definitely enjoying hearing the person, getting the new perspective. And Barbara is gangster, y'all. Okay, she's gangster. I see some things that I over here, and I don't know if they cut the clip for whatever reason, but it seems that Barbara was getting real and she was getting down and really telling her her part, and I don't know if it's been cut a little bit. But anyway, comment below and guys, let me know. But let me continue. Let me just go back a little bit and let me continue.
To be on stage doing the same thing every night for 18 months. This was like a prison sentence to me.
But it's hard to do the same thing over and over, sing the same song over and over.
God, yeah, you just bore yourself. It's very boring.
Barbara, for the audience that's sitting there, for some of them, it's the first time they've seen it. So they're not bored.
I'm not them.
And that was part of Streisand's appeal. There had never been anyone quite like her, right down to her distinctive nose.
The reason why I think this is so interesting is because you
Why?
write in the book that, many years people said you should do something with your nose. You should fix your nose. You should do your teeth.
Yes. And I thought, why would I take off my bump? It makes me look more unique.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter.
Her performance in the film version of the play won her an Oscar and launched her movie career.
What's up, Doc?
Playing comedy in What's Up, Doc?
What's up, Doc, huh?
I believe you dropped something.
And capturing the magic of an opposites attract romance in The Way We Were.
Katie, you expect so much.
Oh, but look what I've got.
That film, along with a remake of A Star Is Born,
You and I will make each night a first.
cemented her status as a major box office draw.
Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me?
With Yentl, Streisand took on the first of 3 films that she would direct.
I love directing.
Tell us why.
Well, because it's a complete vision. It just calls on every aspect of yourself. Decorating, visualizing, helping actors achieve a performance that I have in my mind for them.
I gotta find me a nice Jewish boy. You guys are killing me.
After an early marriage to actor Elliot Gould, with whom she had a son, Jason, the cast of Streisand's real-life romances included a politician, actors, and even a tennis star.
You have a very impressive dating roster, if I may say. I'm bowing down to you.
What?
There's Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. There's Don Johnson. There's Ryan O'Neal. There's Andre Agassi. I know, I'd laugh too if I had all those guys. So I would like to
Listen,
know.
I didn't want to write about any of them.
But you did.
My editor said, you have to leave some blood on the page. I said,
Listen, I like knowing that Barbara had a very nice dating roster. I like that myself. Did you have a good time?
with the men in my life, yes.
Yes.
Streisand was in her 50s when she was set up with actor James Brolin at a dinner party. She had quite an opening line.
I walked by him, touched his hair, and said, who up your hair? Because that was the truth.
Yes.
And I didn't, what else was I going to say? Hello, my name is Barbara. I mean, what?
Jim, some people could have been turned off by that kind of directness. You were not. That was attractive to you, right?
Very.
Was. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, it was instant. It was like a wand went bing, uh-oh, you're screwed.
They have been married for 25 years.
Jim, you know her very well. What do you think is the biggest misperception or misconception people have about her?
Well, there's a lot of little girl in there. A lot. And therefore, it was covered up with a lot of firmness about how she'd like life to be and how she'd like to have things done.
At 81, Barbra Streisand can look back on quite a life and legacy.
What would make you happy for us to think about you?
I love when people write me and they say, I played you at my wedding. That song helped me get through cancer. When I help people through my music or a film,
That matters.
That's what makes me feel good, that I've earned my right to be born, that I earned my right to be here and to reap the success that has been lathered on me.
You bet your ass, Papa!
And this is why I am loving, guys, my eyes. This is why I am loving this L portion, the learning portion of Tell Joanne. I am getting to know the person behind the music. I can honestly say I love Barbra way more after watching this than I watched her before. I knew, like I said, I love her music, but seeing her gangsterness, okay? Seeing her truth, seeing her as a human being just makes me feel so much closer to her. It makes me so much happier that I enjoy her music as much as I enjoy her music. And I know I haven't read the book, and you guys, whoever read the book, and you guys who knows her more and know a different part of her, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own thing about Barbra. Again, I am just learning. This is hence the L portion of Tell Joanne, right? I am learning. A lot of the times you guys are going to send me things that, of the artists that you like and things that you may know. But this is me just kind of venturing out, going and just randomly picking out something, because I am also going to pick out the things that you guys have written months ago, probably a year ago, and just getting to know her. And I am just absolutely loving what I'm hearing from her as a human being. I'm absolutely loving it. Like I said, she is real. She is honest. She does not apologize for being who she is. And it's just amazing. And it's nice to hear from her husband's point of view, saying that the little girl is still there, right? Based on what he says, and what she had said in the beginning of the interview, I get the feeling that because of how she grew up, because of how her life is, she had to put on a tougher exterior, right? She had to be a certain way in order to protect her, right? To protect her spirit, to protect her soul, to protect her being. So I think that a lot of her hardness, a lot of things that she may portray and put out in front of people, I think that she may put it out before you meet her, and once you meet her, then she may soften up. Again, this is me just watching her for the first time, hearing her, and this is just what I'm getting from her, okay? In regards to the interview with Gail, I'm pretty sure a lot more things happened. Barbra showed a lot more of her personality and rawness, and it seemed like it was cut off. But my goodness, this lady is really something. I'm very, very excited to get to know more about her, and again, to get to know more about people that I absolutely have fallen in love with their voices, and just to hear from themselves. Like, I love the interviews of the people talking about them after they passed away, but it's just something for me to hear them talk, and for me to see their demeanor and to see everything about them. So with that said, I hope you guys are enjoying the L portion of Tell Joanne every day at 8 o'clock, and thank you for being a subscriber. I truly appreciate you guys, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow.